55 days a year, 50 week. Footman a put it, you know what I feel. Rain a fall, clocks a fee, bag up and seal. Tell for yourself, you got charges.
About zinc fence and borders. Every day we roll out to the thing them we chrome out. In pharmacy we ain't have no more. I told out them torn out. When we see boy a gunshot, when a stone us
miscounting. Inna your miss you be drowning. You take it to youth life for your joke thing. One day you a go tell God something. Cause me do good for me coming. Me always have a one cat he will love me bad. Send best from a
Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. So today we're going to talk about a couple of artists. We're going to talk about Shokryme. We're going to talk about Rytical. We're going to talk about Lee Sparta. We're also going to make mention of people like Vybz Kartel and Ninja Man, and also the brother that was recently sentenced after being found with a gun. We're talking about Laden. What all these names that I mentioned and all these artists, what all these people have in common are two things. For one, they are all dancehall music artists. And for two, they all have been caught up in the law concerning guns. Some have been tried and convicted of murder and are sentenced to life in prison, while others have had their run-ins with the law recently. A couple of them are fighting cases. Right now, as we speak, one has just pled guilty again. So you have Laden, who recently pled guilty and was sentenced, and we all know his story about how the gun went flying out the top of the BMW and the police went and found the gun, and then Laden eventually copped to it and said yes, it was his, and he was sentenced. And then now we have Rytical. And me just come back from Jamaica, yeah, me I said, me catch up on what's going on. So I knew about Rytical before I flew down to Jamaica, right? By the time I come back after taking a 1 week break, another great artist, Shokryme. Shokryme, if you don't know him, he is closely associated with Idonia's Camp, Fort Jenna. And Shokryme is a lyricist, not only that, stellar artist when it comes to his vocals and his delivery. You know what I'm saying? The boy does bad, period. Pan in music. So with that, here we are looking at another promising individual that will probably be doing quite a few years in prison for gun possession, illegal possession of a firearm. This is starting to look a certain kind of way on dancehall. As far as the backstory goes, I went digging on Rytical's story, and his story is that there are people that are calling for his freedom because they're saying that Rytical was actually doing a video shoot and his car was parked up close by. And in his car was where the weapon was found. However, the car lent access to a whole bag of man, multiple people. So somebody on the scene, on video set, could very well have said, yo, police are coming up. Yo, you have your gun on you? Yeah, stash it. Where we are going to stash it? Yo, stash it in my boy, the car open. And he might very well not have any knowledge of it. I'm just saying, not making an excuse for him. I'm talking about in a court of law what can be proven versus, you understand, what can be used as a defense, etc., etc. And I really think that Rytical might be looking at a lower type of a sentence or his case thrown out altogether. If he does, then he is one of the luckiest ones ever. However, on the real, I don't think they're going to make him walk at all, because they are hell-bent on making an example out of dancehall artists, especially where guns are concerned and violence is concerned. You know, they have it to say that dancehall music is what mash up Jamaica society, not crooked politicians, not the inability of those who have been elected to lead to actually lead, not corrupted law enforcement officials, not the big guns that are coming in through the wharf, which no dancehall artist or no small-time Jamaican has control over. However, scapegoating dancehall has always been the thing, and it continues to be that thing. And they will go heaven and high water to make sure that society always links violence in Jamaica to dancehall music and dancehall artists and their lyrical content. That's a fact. It is the same way. Let me give you an example. It is the same way how today when I say terrorist, the first person you automatically think about when I say terrorist, you think about one of them Middle Easterners with you think Muslim, you think Nation of Islam or Islam, you think a Middle Easterner with them head wrap up on them long clothes on, and you look at them suspicious when you see them in public like they're going to blow up something. Someone designed and engineered that, so every time they said terrorist, you thought that. Someone designed, so every time you said criminal, you thought young black man. That type of stuff. So it's the same way how the powers that be in Jamaica want us to believe that the destruction of the fabric of Jamaica society is solely based on dancehall music and dancehall artists. So, with 3 birds in the bush right now, I think them are going to fling with every last one of them. Listen, Tommy Lee Sparta, very promising. Tommy done get him big boss already. Everybody knows who Tommy Lee is. He's wildly successful. He has toured extensively. And he was right now planning on another tour coming up when, boom, a gun charge dropping at the place. See there now? Tommy Lee Sparta gone. Off the scene. Gone sit down. If he walks away from this one, I will be very surprised. In Rytical's case, if Rytical walks away from this one, I will be extremely surprised. I don't think both of them are going to walk away. And let's not worry about Shokryme. Shokryme has already pled guilty. The little time it take me to fly go Jamaica and come back, Shokryme pled guilty and is now awaiting sentencing. So, where does that leave us? It leaves those who scapegoat dancehall now with a clear picture that they can show to everybody else when they are scapegoating dancehall. Because now they can say, oh, you don't believe me? Okay, so what happened to Laden then? Isn't he a dancehall artist? Didn't we catch him with a gun? Didn't he plead guilty? Didn't we sentence him? Oh, what happened to Tommy Lee? Didn't we run upon him and search him and he had one on his waist and it was fully loaded and we also locked him away? Oh, what happened to Vibes Cartel? Oh, what happened to Ninja Man? Oh, what happened to Rytical? Oh, what happened to Shokryme? You see what I'm going with this? The list is getting longer and longer of dancehall artists that are caught up in this gun thing. What this does to dancehall also, it is damaging dancehall itself, because now you have people who before did not want to separate entertainment from reality. In other words then, when you hear certain people sing about certain things, or you see certain actors come in certain movies, we are able to say, oh, he's just acting, that's not how he lives in real life. Or, oh, she's just singing, or he's just singing, that's not how she lives in real life. She sing about Teka Bagaman, but she's actually a married artist who's faithful to her husband. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Well, this gives them the right now to say, you see, the stuff that they sing about is actually what they are really doing in life. So they will definitely be targeting these artists even more. I myself personally think that there is a special unit designed to target our entertainers anyways. And if they don't know that by now, then them in the wrong business. You see, I myself believe that there is a special unit that targets entertainers, especially in the dancehall sphere. And if they don't know that by now, then them in the wrong business. You understand? It's just like when we found out that they had the hip-hop police, a unit that was put together specifically to target hip-hop artists and their entourage. Because sometimes it's not the artists, you know. Sometimes it's the people. More than likely, most of the times, it's the people. And in closing, it's the people around the artists, not so much the artists. You understand? That's why sometimes you have to cut some people off as you rise in success. And it's not that you're selling out. It's just that certain things you're not into anymore, and you can't jeopardize your hard work and success just to be friends with these people forever or closely associated. So you have to go let go some people, or else you're going to end up sinking with them, because some people can't let go of their certain kinds of lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? You make it as an artist don't mean so you can pay the bills and support the lifestyle of the 9 other people them where you used to hang around with all the time. So you're going to end up with gunman friends. You see it? In closing this video though, let me say this. As a person, me myself, who believes in self-defense, and I carry a firearm everywhere I go. If it not upon me immediate person, it is within arm's reach or a breath and 2 steps and me catch it. That's just how I live. Maybe it's my decade of law enforcement life that I lived, my training, my experience, etc. Maybe that's what it has to do with that, but me paro. So me protect my head at all costs. Even if I was able to afford personal bodyguards, I would have still want to make sure that I have that thing upon me as well, because I don't know what my bodyguard is going to do once man jump out upon me and gunshots start fling. He might be thinking about saving his own life, not necessarily saving mine that I am paying him to do. But I know what I am going to do on my life. I mean, know me, I go squeeze trigger to save it, don't it? Now, remember this. Just like how not every deportee is actually a criminal, is the same way not every person that get caught with a gun is a criminal as well. You have to understand how the gun laws work in Jamaica, and who is privileged enough to get a concealed permit and carry a concealed weapon versus who is discriminated against and not given one, and therefore is left at the mercy of gunmen because their job title, their career field puts them in the spotlight and makes them a target to criminals, to extortionists, to bad man, them kind of something there. So, when you see some people get caught with a gun and it's not registered to them, it's not because they are into criminal things. It is because they are realizing that their face is now on the front of magazines. Everybody on the island knows who they are now, and they are now associated with other people who have accomplished riches. Doesn't necessarily mean Rytical is rich and wealthy, but he is associated with Skilly Bang. And we see Skilly Bang just done by the big Bimmer the other day, a X6 or something like that, yeah? Young youth, X6, driving around, you know, highly popular. Everybody knows him now. So people are automatically assuming that, yo, can rob them youth, you know? Or just out of jealousy. Look what happened to Rygan King. Rygan King got shot up when they stopped to change a tire on his vehicle. And the big story was that he was being trailed and followed. Now, people trail and follow you and shoot you up just for no reason. Hey, that boy, they probably fuck one of my girlfriend them, or that boy, they probably that sleep with my baby mother, or that boy, they always are going like him, run the place and all that. Somebody might be smoking their embalming fluid today and just decide, say, what? Them see you out a road, and instead of asking for an autograph, they're going to send you a couple of gunshots. That's just the climate that we live in. We will see how this plays out though. But I wish them all the best. Shokryme, they're going to give you your time. And it's going to be something similar to what Laden got. Tommy Lee, same thing. I think they're going to give you time. And I think it's going to be similar to what Laden got. Who else in there again? Rytical, I think they're going to give you time to my youth. And I think it's going to be same thing to what Laden got. Notice I said all of them are going to be similar to what Laden got, because when Laden's story happened, I told y'all that they were going to use his case to set the precedents. Meaning, them not give nobody no less time than where Laden get. Laden never kill nobody. He don't have an extensive criminal record of being any drug dealer / killer involved in anything illegal activities, etc. And he got what he got. So are the other artists. Tommy Lee does not have a criminal record. Rytical does not have a criminal record. Shokryme does not have a criminal record. But they are all caught with guns. And they will all get what Laden get. My prediction. Walk good. And watch on a step. Alright? That's all I have to say. Remember when we leave the house and them say if you can't be good, be careful. I'm out. Peace.